But here's where it gets controversial. A measles case, latest scam, troops in Alabama cities? Down in Alabama 1, news, https://www.al.com/news, published August 26. Don't forget that today are scores of municipal elections being held across Alabama. Polling places are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Absentee ballots sent in by mail must be received by noon today. We'll have highlights of today's election on tomorrow's briefing. If any of your local elections require a runoff, it'll be held September 23rd. A rare measles case. Alabama has its first known case of measles since 2002. Reports AL.com's Mike Kaysen. https://www.al.com/news/Alabama child has state's first case of disease once nearly eradicated in more than 20 years. The Alabama Department of Public Health reported the case of an unvaccinated child younger than 5 in North Alabama. The child doesn't attend daycare or school, and his or her siblings are vaccinated and non-symptomatic, according to the ADHP. The child contracted the disease while traveling outside the U.S. According to the CDC, health officials had declared measles eliminated in 2000, but with vaccination rates among kindergarteners now below the 95% target rate, the U.S. is having its worst year for the disease in 30 years, with 1,375 cases reported nationally as of August 20. Typically, children will receive their MMR, measles, mumps, rubella vaccine, at around 12 to 15 months old, and then again when they're 4 to 6 years old. The ADHP lists an effectiveness estimate after the second vaccination at 99%. There's no specific measles drug, but symptoms are usually treated with non-aspirin fever medicine and plenty of fluids. If you think your child has been exposed, contact a doctor as soon as you can, especially if he or she hasn't been fully vaccinated, is on immune system suppressing meds, or has tuberculosis, cancer, or another disease that affects the immune system. Tuberville and crime U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville said on a podcast that, as governor, he would be open to sending troops into Birmingham and Montgomery to fight crime. Reports AL.com's Patrick Darrington, https://www.al.com/news/2025-08 Tuberville vows to send troops to fight rampant crime in 2 of Alabama's largest cities. HTML. Tuberville, who's running for governor in next year's election, appeared on the Longshore and McKnight podcast. In the context of President Trump's use of federal agents and National Guard in Washington, D.C., Tuberville was asked, "If you become the governor of the state of Alabama, would you be willing to do that in Birmingham and Montgomery, where crime is rampant?" His reply, "You betcha. And I'm going to tell you, President Trump's given every governor that opportunity. In Birmingham, homicides are down 50% this year, but that's down from an all-time record high year in 2024. Since using the federal government to take over law enforcement in D.C., Trump has said he might do that in Chicago and consider it elsewhere. Critics accuse him of trying to militarize cities and using dangerous tactics to expand his power. Don't fall for it. The FBI is warning people about a really cruel scam in which the scammers try to scam people. You've already been scammed once. The FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center issued an alert earlier this month that warned people of scammers pretending to be law firms out to help crime victims get their money back, reports Al.com's Lita Gore. So the bad guys are targeting previous victims, often those who've lost money to cryptocurrency schemes. It's often the same perpetrators who got you the first time. They may reach out via social media or on other messaging platforms. They promise to help you, but of course, they need personal information or advance payments. Don't fall for that garbage. Watch out for lawyers claiming to represent the U.S. government. References to government agencies that don't exist. Directions to open an account at a foreign bank. Payments requested in crypto or prepaid gift cards. And people who know exact amounts and dates of your previous wire transfers. I-85 chemical spill. A truck carrying weed killer herbicides crashed on Interstate 85, causing a spill into a Tallapoosa River tributary, reports AL.com's Margaret Cates. www.al.com/news/Montgomery/2025 truck crash spills toxic chemicals into creek in Macon County.html. The Alabama Department of Environmental Management sent out a warning on Monday that the herbicides can cause skin and eye irritation, and that at least one is toxic to fish. The crash was at a bridge near the Notasulga exit, near the Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site. The chemicals were spilled into the Uppapee Creek in Macon County. Your voice. If you'd like to sound off on anything Alabama, leave us a 15-second message at 205-304-1814, and your thoughts might get into a future segment on the Down in Alabama podcast. More Alabama news, born on this date. In 1916, mafia figure Virginia Hill of Lipscomb. In 1959, retired astronaut Catherine Heyer of Mobile. The podcast, if you purchase a product or register for an account through a link on our site, we may receive compensation. By using this site, you consent to our user agreement, https://www.advancedlocaluseragreement/user agreement, and agree that your clicks, interactions, and personal information may be collected, recorded, and/or stored by us and social media and other third-party partners in accordance with our privacy policy. https://www.advancedlocaluseragreement privacypolicy.html